Good morning, guys, and welcome to the Film Fan Club Show, the weekly show here on the Film Fan Club channel, where all we do is just talk about movies and stuff. My name is Sam Carrico, and we've got a great show planned for you today. First, let's introduce my co-hosts. First, making her triumphant return to the show, it's Casey Rash.
Hey.
How you doing, Casey?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing fantastic. And next to her, it's Peyton Grufik. How are you doing?
What's up? I'm doing great.
Doing great?
Doing awesome.
Alrighty. Well, here is how the show works. First, we discuss the movie news, some of the latest stories coming out of the film world. Then we go on to our Something Old segment, where we highlight a movie that's no longer in theaters. After that, it's Something New, where we talk about a movie that's in theaters. But first up is the news. Today, we've not only got one topic, we've only got one topic before Civil War, then it's Civil War. First, the hunt for a new actor to play young Han Solo is finally over, guys.
Woo!
Last Thursday, it was reported that Alden Ehrenreich from Hail Caesar is going to be playing the lead in the upcoming 2018 spin-off movie. He's going to be playing the scruffy-looking nerf herder. I don't do good with teleprompters. Casey, first up, let's hear your thoughts. You've seen Hail Caesar, correct?
Yeah.
So what did you think of his performance in that, and then now going into the Han Solo film?
It was very interesting, you know. I don't know, we kind of talked about the Han Solo one on previous episodes.
Of course. Yeah, but
and
now we know for a fact it's this guy.
I don't know, I'm still kind of iffy about there being a movie based on Han Solo. I don't know. I'm just excited to see how he is going to play it out. That's what I'm excited about.
Peyton?
Well, I haven't seen Hail Caesar, so I don't know what this guy is capable of. But just by looking at him and his appearance, I am completely okay with him being Han Solo at this point. Now, I can't say what his acting ability is because personally, I don't know. But from the look of him, that's a guy that looks like a young Han Solo to me.
Yeah, I think he definitely has the look down. Yeah, I did see Hail Caesar. Hail Caesar was kind of a disappointing film. It was all right. It was, I think I gave it like a 7 or something out of 10. I would probably amend that rating and make it like a 6 or something like that. But he was a standout performance. His little scene, I know I show you the scene. You've seen the film.
Yeah.
The wood with it were so simple. He's great with comedic timing, and of course the directors of the Jump Street movies and the Lego Movie are going to be directing this Han Solo film. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how they. Because most of the Star Wars films haven't been straight up comedies, of course. They have comedic moments, but it'll be cool to see how they transfer over into just, I don't know if it's going to be a straight up comedy or what, but it'll be pretty interesting to see. So any final thoughts? Let's move on.
Let's see what they do.
Alrighty, guys, it's time for Something Old. For this segment, we basically take a movie not currently in theaters and highlight it. We decided to switch it up this segment for a little bit this episode. This past March, we actually sent Richard White to the local premiere of a popular anime film to talk to fans. Check it out.
Sam, I'm here at the Circle Cinema in Midtown Tulsa. The Circle's been an independent theater that for over 50 years has been giving smaller movies a chance to shine. Tonight's attraction, Psycho-Pass.
Circle Cinema is not your typical theater. They specialize in indie films and showcasing art in Tulsa, which makes it the perfect place to premiere Psycho-Pass the movie here in town. I got the chance to talk to some patrons and got their impressions on the film.
I loved it. It was amazing. I hadn't finished season 1 though, so some spoilers were revealed to me that I didn't know about.
Pretty good. The movie's pretty good. I think you should do season 3. And I like they go to foreign countries.
I loved it. I personally really like it, and also that it has to do with like crime and mystery and also the government.
Now, what did you think about the message in the movie?
Pretty accurate. Postmodernism can be really daunting.
I thought it was really good. I personally really love the movie, and it's one of my favorite series.
They also elaborated on what makes the Circle so unique.
It's always fun because anytime I'm here, I see people that are like-minded, and we can have like a real conversation about the media that we're consuming.
I think it's a very good venue here in Tulsa for independent foreign movies, just for people like me and really just average people who are not typically into art, foreign and independent films. It's a great place to start.
It's great. It's a nice little quaint cinema. It's very artsy, and it's quirky. It's really nice.
So check out the Circle Cinema whenever you have the time. And if you also have the time, check out my YouTube channel, Oddtail. And that's it for today. Now, back to the Film Fan Club.
Thanks, Richard. Psycho Pass, the movie, will be available on Blu-ray June 7th. Make sure you check out the Circle Cinema. You can get showtimes and tickets just by going to circlecinema.com. Okay, so now it's that part of the show where we talk about something new. This is the part of the show where you've all been waiting for. Captain America Civil War was released. I'm going to read the synopsis in case you don't know what the movie's called or what the movie's about. Political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability when the actions of Avengers lead to collateral damage. The new status quo deeply divides members of the team. Captain America believes superheroes should remain free to defend humanity without government interference. Iron Man sharply disagrees. And sports oversight. As the debate escalates into an all-out feud, the Avengers must pick sides. Now, without giving spoilers, Peyton, what was your reaction to Civil War walking out of the theater?
Loved it.
Oh, really?
Loved it so much.
What did you love about it?
I loved that it was better than Batman versus Superman. Because Batman versus Superman was about superheroes fighting each other.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. So we have another movie about superheroes fighting each other, and it was really good. So I got a movie about superheroes fighting each other that was really good.
There you go.
So I was happy.
That's all we can hope for. Casey?
I enjoyed it. I was really tired afterwards, but
Yeah, you saw it just last night, right?
Yep, it's fresh off my mind.
Fresh off your mind. So what were some of the standout moments for you?
Definitely the fight scenes.
Oh,
whenever Spider-Man came in, great.
I loved yeah, you're right. Because you mentioned it's a superhero fighting each other film, and I keep saying this off screen. Batman vs Superman was kind of a superhero fighting each other film, but it was also supposed to be the beginning of the Justice League, which doesn't really make sense because that's supposed to be that's when they fall apart.
Supposed to build up to that.
Exactly. So whenever they were able to make Captain America Civil War, and it was a movie not only about the Avengers or Captain America, Tony Stark fighting each other, but it was really about the Avengers falling apart and how they kind of unravel. So it was really interesting to kind of see how this all comes together, and not only that, but it works in a sense that whereas it doesn't work when you're trying to build the Justice League out of this movie. It works so whenever you have several movies before this, and then you can actually have this kind of be a culmination. So I gotta ask, whose teams were you on, Casey?
I actually haven't decided.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so this is interesting.
Team Black Panther.
Hey.
Exactly. No. I'm probably leaning more towards Captain.
Captain America.
Yeah.
So I guess that leaves you with the only Iron Man.
I'm Iron Man.
Why is that?
Because I feel like, I don't know, Captain America, I get what he's doing. I completely understand it. But I feel like he wants to protect his friend, but I feel like he's doing everything wrong in doing that.
Oh, really?
I feel like I feel like he's just bringing all this on himself.
Oh, yeah.
And Iron Man's just trying to set things straight.
He does. He has a great line in the movie where he's like, I'm trying to keep you from tearing the Avengers apart.
Right.
He's just trying to keep everybody together. He's trying to keep his friends safe.
Yeah.
Whereas Captain America, he's trying to keep his friends safe.
And I understand that, but I feel like there would be different ways to
go
about that.
True, that's fair. Casey, how did you feel about the idealistic differences between Captain America and Iron Man? They're trying to save their friends.
I feel like they both have really good points, and that's what makes it so hard deciding what side to be on. Both of them have very good points. You're going kind of back and forth in between the whole movie. You're just like, man, he makes a really good point there. Man, no, Tony makes a really good point there. I don't know at this point. And it's like, which one do I just have to pick? Which one I like more? And I'm just like, it's very difficult.
I agree. It was really cool because this movie was able to do something that, again, I don't want to keep bragging on Batman vs. Superman, but you started it out, so I'll just continue with it.
That's my fault.
Batman vs. Superman it didn't really make me feel like I cared about Batman's struggle, or I didn't care about Superman's struggle. I just felt like Superman's, he's wrongly being accused, and then Batman doesn't understand the situation. So it's like, I don't really... but with Captain America Civil War, I was on Team Cap, but also, I gotta admit, Tony Stark made some really great points.
Exactly.
So,
Same with me with Captain America. He made great points, and it went back and forth sometimes.
Yeah.
That movie.
And that's how you know it's a good film, is whenever you can not only enjoy what's going on the screen, enjoy the fight scenes and stuff, but it actually makes you think a little bit about how you would react if you were put in a situation like that. So I think now we can move on to Spider-Man. What did you guys think of Spider-Man? His introduction in the film. We're not going to give a lot of spoilers. It's kind of, I mean, if you know Spider-Man's in the film. So we're going to talk about some of the scene. He's in a fight scene. What did you guys think, Casey?
I liked it. I think he did very well.
Oh yeah.
I think. I mean, I really like how young they portrayed him.
He's actually accurate. Yeah.
Exactly. So it shows just how kids nowadays would act. It shows how young he is, and I find that gives more of a true sense to the character.
That's true. Peyton, you were on the saying on the fence is an overstatement. You were
Right.
against this character.
Yeah,
you did not like it.
Saw the movie together, and you know me going in, I'm like, I'm gonna hate Spider-Man. They screwed him up.
Ahead of time, why did you not like Spider-Man going into the movie, and then how did they change your opinion going out?
I hated the way his voice sounded. He sounded very bored to be there, and when you see the movie and the trailer, you kind of figure out something that just made me mad, but I don't want to spoil that.
Yeah.
And I also hated the costume. I hate the costume, but the movie explains why he has that kind of costume.
And it did look better, I think, than it did. It looked better than in the trailer. The trailer,
Right.
you could tell, was kind of an unfinished effect. In
Yeah.
this film, it works a lot better.
Right,
It
but
does.
after the movie, after a minute of watching this kid act, I turned to you and I went, he's good. He's good. I
and
like him.
It was before he even got into the costume.
Right,
Too. It was like,
yeah.
oh,
Exactly.
okay. He's
I was
fine.
like,
He's
I
got
was
it.
wrong. He's
He's nailed
good.
it.
He captured both the awkward element and kind of the cocky, smart aleck guy.
Yeah.
All at the same time.
They definitely led into of course, we've talked about next year's Spider-Man film and all that stuff on the Film Fan Club show in past, but and Robert Downey Jr. is going to be in the Spider-Man film that's coming out next year. So
Right.
after you see their interaction, you get to kind of see how that would work. It's really cool to see how Spider-Man's kind of, or not Spider-Man, but Iron Man's just kind of looking out for this little kid from Queens. And so also some other things happened. It's kind of tying into Civil War. The Avengers Infinity War Parts 1 and 2, they're going to be retitled. The Russo brothers, who are directing this film and are directing the next two Avengers films, they came out and said that Infinity War are going to be retitled. Originally it was Infinity War Part 1 and 2. So how do you guys feel about that news? You want to see a different title, or did you like what they had?
So far, I feel like,
So it's who cares?
At this point, it's not, it's going to be a while before we get something. It's going to be
Right.
a couple of years.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't come out until 2018.
So we have time. We have time.
It's not like it was too late in the process for people to be upset about it.
Yeah, it's not like we
really.
had the first trailer. It's like, wait a second.
Right.
But no. And another thing is Kevin Feige, who produced this film, Civil War, he also came out and said that a Black Widow standalone film is something that they are committed to. They want to do a Black Widow standalone movie. So, do you guys want to see a Black Widow standalone movie, or how do you looking forward to that, or you really think she works best in team films?
Well, we got like a weird kind of backstory from her. Was it in Winter Soldier?
Ultron.
We got some
Thinking of Ultron.
It was Ultron. Okay, but she's been in enough movies to where I think it's about time we get to know a little bit more about her, because everyone else has had kind of their standalone movies, and she's just kind of been there as a supporting character throughout all their standalone movies. So I think she can have a turn.
Yeah, I think the problem I feel like they have with their movies is the fact that they are. I feel like Marvel's kind of past just doing standalone adventures that are one-offs. They're kind of trying.
Right.
Each film is trying to, Captain America: Civil War, Thor: Ragnarok is going to have Hulk in it. It's going to be a team-up buddy cop film. So I feel like they're kind of almost past, or they feel like they're above just doing the one-off. Oh, okay, here's Black Widow on a mission. So do you think
Right.
that could work in the current slate of movies where everything is like end of the world, world's at stake, we got to save the world, and then do you think they have time to just take a step back and just focus on Black Widow doing a mission?
I feel like if they did that, then they would make it more towards like a comedy.
Oh yeah.
Or something, kind of like Deadpool. I could see something like that, where they still have like little cameos of Avengers, but not the main focus is going to be her.
I would like it if Hawkeye was with her.
That would be
cool.
That would be a great kind of duo film.
Right.
If it was just, I always wish they would have done that in whenever they were getting ready for Winter Soldier, when Scarlett Johansson was going to be in Winter Soldier, I thought it would have been great. Why not just have her and Hawkeye make a film?
Right,
They're
yeah.
S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
They have good chemistry together.
Exactly.
They bond well.
Yeah, and it showed in Civil War.
Yeah,
when they were
Civil
fighting.
War.
And then that's another thing. Let's talk about just for a second the humor in Civil War, because this is a really funny film.
Yeah.
How well do you think they teetered that line of not only making it funny, but also not making it too funny? Do you think it did it well?
Yeah, it was almost kind of like dark comedy, not like extreme dark comedy, but it blended it well while still keeping the mood of these guys are hating each other right now.
I never felt like there weren't stakes. I never felt like there weren't actual like things at risk, and that's one of the things I've had. One of the problems I've had with a lot of the previous Avengers movies was the fact that there were there's a city being hoisted into the air and then dropped down on. But what's really happened? It's fine. The Avengers are just going to go home. They're going to be fine. But then in this movie, Zemo, the Baron Zemo, the villain, he shows that actually no, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has consequences, and we actually have to see the repercussions of the consequences.
Right.
So how did you guys feel about the villain, without taking too much? Spoiler, it's kind of spoilery, but I mean, did you think they was better than Lex Luthor?
I do.
He was better than Lex Luthor, in my opinion, but I still had a few problems with
why?
him.
Why is that?
I enjoy his motivation. Like how I'm not really going to go into that because that's at the end of the movie. It reveals why he's doing this. But I'm confused how he got to the point he did to accomplish all of this.
Yeah, they kind of let you act on the assumption that you're going to
you're just supposed to assume that he managed to pull all this together, be there at the right time for all of this. But I'm just kind of like,
Yeah.
Exactly with the motive he has, especially like
Right.
that would take a while.
take a long time, and they're just giving like, I don't know, like a little time gap.
Brushing
between-
over it, yeah. It's been less than a year since Ultron. And
Right.
in the
And
year,
he managed
he's
to do all
he's
this.
managed to put the, yeah. So let's some other cons that you might have had. Casey, some problems with the film maybe that could have been improved on?
I'm trying to think. It really, the only okay. So I saw it in 3D. Let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah, the 3D. Thank you.
The 3D aspect of it, that was pretty cool. There was Ant-Man was in it. His scene, that fighting scene was pretty spectacular. Really liked it.
It's awesome.
It was great. It was great. What about you, Peyton?
The only con I really had with the movie was with that bad
the
guy,
villain,
and that was what I was going to talk about for cons.
And you thought that
Damn.
the Spider-Man was going to be one of your cons,
I
but he
thought
actually
Spider-Man
wasn't.
was going to be the biggest con of them all, and he wasn't. He was
There you
one of
go.
the biggest pros of the movie.
That's good. And I don't really, I mean, this is the bad thing. I'm just so blown away by how good this movie could be. I was kind of on the, like I keep saying, Avengers, it's an okay movie. Age of Ultron, it's an okay movie. Iron Man 2 and 3, they're not good movies. But Captain America, Winter Soldier, great movie. And then with this directing team, Anthony and Joe Russo, I think they were able to elevate this into something really special. So out of 10, what would you guys give the movie as a score? Peyton, out of 10.
I'll give it an 8.
8?
It wasn't as good as the last Star Wars movie, which was my last highest rated movie. I gave that an 8.5.
That's
but
fair.
It's definitely watchable, and everyone should go check it out.
So, I want to see it on the DVD. It says watchable.
Watchable.
Peyton Grufik.
You just like
In quotation, watchable. Watchable more than Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, there you
I
go.
would probably give it an 8.
An 8 out of 10. Wow.
Maybe even like a 7.5,
I
honestly. But you know me, my
very,
rating.
very picky with your
I am
ratings.
very, very picky. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'll probably go watch it again, but I didn't like. It's a Marvel movie. That's how I think of it.
Okay.
It's a Marvel movie.
Okay. Well, I'm
What
going to
about
give it
you?
9 out of 10, actually. Because I love this movie. I thought it was fantastic. It's in my top 5 comic book movies
Look
of all
at you
time.
go.
I'm saying, like, Dark Knight, X-Men 2, Spider-Man 2, Civil War, and then, like, V for Vendetta or something like that is my top 5 favorite comic book movies of all time. So, I mean, this is a great movie. I really think you guys should see it if you haven't yet. And, I mean, if you're watching a show where we review it, you probably care about Civil War. Or I forced you to watch it because you're my friend. Bing bong. Happens too. So, yeah, you can check it out at your local Cinemark theater right now. Now, we got something else going on.
What else do we get?
You're making a movie, right?
I am making a movie.
That's right. We have a behind-the-scenes package, actually, from said movie. So we're going to roll that right now. And when we come back, you will reveal the title. That's great.
Yeah.
Take a look.
Finally.
My name is Peyton Grufik. I am the writer, director, and I act in this untitled zombie apocalypse movie. My film is about this young boy who he is trapped at his house when the zombie apocalypse starts. And he finds a note from his dad that he went out to get help. And he also asks to take care of his sister, who you don't see for a long time in the film. He goes out to try to look for help despite his dad wanting him to stay at the house. And there are lots of dangers he comes across the way trying to find his dad and trying to find help. There are just zombies all over the place. And there's also a burglar that he keeps coming across trying to take his stuff in his car. And you just follow this young boy's adventure. Well, what inspired me to take on a different project is most of the short films I make take place in one location, almost one room. The past film I made, Casting Call, it all took place in one room except for like 2 other scenes. And this time I really wanted to expand where I shot. There's lots of different locations, and just a zombie apocalypse I thought would be a good idea to see all these different unique locations during shooting.
My name is Courtney Cole, and I am the audio engineer for Peyton Grufik's film.
My name is Carlos Murillo, and I was Peyton's cinematographer.
Different movies and sets have different people doing different jobs. My job on this production, though, was being out in the film, so being out in the field and holding up the boom mic and being on location with them, making sure I get every sound. And then behind the scenes, I come back and put all of it and sync it up with the video and make it all sound good and add music underneath, that kind of stuff.
So what a cinematographer does is we compose or set up the shot for each sequence that Peyton will use in his film. It was fun getting to spend time with my friends.
I want to thank Carlos, who was my cinematographer for the film. I want to thank Courtney Cole, who is my audio director for the film. And then I also have Sam Carrico, who played the burglar for the film. And I also have Calvin Davis and Jack Dean, who were zombies in the film. So shout out to those guys. Thanks for watching the Film Fan Club, and be sure to check out my film at Art on the Fly on May 13th at the Tulsa Technology Center. Thank you.
Alrighty, and the title is
Resurrection.
Nice.
Resurrection.
How did
That's
you
what I call it.
How did you come up with that title, Peyton?
Why?
She seems so mad at me. I'm calling it Resurrection.
How
She's
dare-
like, oh, that's awful.
Like the Alien movie.
No.
Like the Alien
No.
movie.
Not like the Alien movie.
What gave you the What gave you the inspiration for the title Resurrection?
Because you turned to Jeff Goldblum?
I did turn into Jeff Goldblum.
I just, like, Resurrection's about dead people coming back, and it suited it.
It makes sense.
It makes sense.
And
I went
makes
on
sense.
IMDb and I typed in like Resurrection. I went on Google, Resurrection zombie movie.
Alien 4.
There have been no, except the Alien movie, but that's completely
That's
different.
not a zombie movie.
But I did not find an official zombie movie called Resurrection.
There you
So I
go.
was like, hey, simple, to the point, sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
Sounds
It's
cool.
the most important thing. So I gotta ask, we kind of talked about some stuff about the actual film in the video.
Yes.
So just what was like the craziest thing that happened on set?
Craziest thing that happened on set, you would know, you were there. Well, we got the cops called on us for our
that
prop
happen?
gun we had. I will admit I covered up the orange tip, which is something you are not supposed to do.
Is that illegal?
That is highly illegal because that makes it look like a real gun that you were pointing. And we got
By
the
an
cops
airport.
called us, and we were by an airport, which I completely did not think about. But we had somebody said we were headed to the airport, which
Yeah,
we
that
were
was.
not.
We were not trying to go to the airport.
But the cops came, I told them where the gun was, and I told them peel off the tape, and you'll see. And right when he picked up the gun, he knew it was fake, because it's like hollow. It's a hollow light gun. And also, another crazy thing that
some
happened
injuries.
was Carlos, as you saw in my behind the scenes, during one of our final days of shooting, slipped on some glass, cut his whole arm. There was glass in his arm.
in his
I
hand.
had to take him to the doctor.
He's okay,
to go
though.
get stitches.
We wouldn't be laughing about it if he was like seriously hurt. He's fine.
He's fine. He told me like a week later. I was like, "Where'd your stitches go?" He's like, "I removed them myself." And I was like, "Oh my gosh."
There you go.
I was like, "Good job, Carlos."
Alrighty. Well, make sure that you come to the Art on the Fly Festival at Tulsa Tech Riverside on the 13th and the 14th. That's this weekend. Also, in addition to Peyton's short film, Resurrection, there's a ton of other stuff, including Closure. That is Anthony Frazier's film. He's right off the set right now. You can't see him. Good job, Anthony. There's the poster right there. I have a part in it, as you can see in the poster. We'll all be there at the Art on the Fly, so make sure you come check it out. And that is the show today, guys. Thanks for watching the Film Fan Club Show, Phase 1. Tuning in. This has been Phase 1 from September through May. It's Phase 1. Ricky was here in the beginning. He couldn't make it until the end. He tried. I'm going to turn it over to my co-hosts now. Peyton, where can people check out you and your short film?
You can find my short film eventually on my YouTube page, rated PG Grufik. It's my initials and then finish my last name on the G. And also, you can find me on Instagram at that one guy named Peyton, all lowercase.
And Casey Rash, where can people find you on the interwebs?
You can find me on Instagram at CaseyDon15. I also have a YouTube, and that's just Casey Rash.
Casey Rash.
And, well, obviously, I am Casey Rash.
I will put the links to their channels and various stuff in the description of this video, as well as a link to his short film, Anthony's short film, previous episodes of the Film Fan Club Show, all that stuff. And you can find me. Find me on the various social media sites as well, just at Samuel D. Carrico. All one word, lowercase, Samuel D. Carrico, Twitter and Instagram. And that has been the Film Fan Club Show. For all of us here, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.